What is going on, guys? Feels so good to be up again on your screens. And in case you're just watching my video for the very first time, or you're just crossing my channel for the very first time, my name is MJ Orin, and in this channel I share tips, educational content, and generally my knowledge to help you become a profitable and a sustainable trader. So right about now in this video, I'll be sharing with you guys one of the most talked about topics in the trading space, right? This topic is being incorporated in the system of so many traders, and a lot of them have also shared their own thoughts on how to use or apply this particular topic, right, when you are trading. So before we dive deep into the topic, I just want you to take a second and smash the subscribe button. Like this video so that this particular video is going to get to more traders out there. Follow me on all social media platforms. Do well to also check the description section to join our community. The link is in the description section. In that community, I share free analysis, I share free trades, and we also converse in the community, because that is a place where like minds like me and you can meet and talk about trading. So right about now at this juncture, let's get deep into the business of this particular video. You're welcome back, guys, and like I said in our intro, I'll be sharing with you guys one of the most talked about topics in the trading space, right? This topic, like I said, has been incorporated by so many traders into their strategy, and it is delivering 100%. So the topic I'll be sharing with you guys in this particular video is order blocks. A lot of you guys have been hearing about order blocks. You've heard about SMC, you've heard about ICT, right? So order blocks is just one of the topics that is being incorporated into the SMC strategy, right? So at this juncture, we are just gonna get down to the screen so that I'm gonna break this topic down into bits for you guys. So guys, about order block, the easiest way I can define order block without having to use any logical term is to say an order block is a candlestick before the long push in the market and is located in a supply or a demand zone. So basically, supply and demand zones are more of like called support and resistance, right? So sometimes you get to hear names that are given to many of those concepts, right? But at the end of the day, they still mean the same thing. So supply and demand is just a similar name for support and resistance, right? So normally, if you are to mark out your support and resistance, you want to call this particular point a resistance, right? You also want to call this particular point support. You want to call this particular point support, right? You also want to call this particular point resistance. You want to call here a resistance, right? But that's not what we'll be looking at today, right? So we are trying to look at order blocks, right? So at this point that we have indicated as our resistance or supply zone, right, we want to indicate or we want to mark out our order blocks, right? So now, simply from the definition that I said, order block is a candlestick before the long push in the market, right? So before I mark out the order blocks, I just want to state out my own criteria at which I used to know if an order block is valid or not, right? So for me to say an order block is valid, or before I mark out an order block in the market, right, two basic things that I want to see. I want to see a break of market structure, and I also want to see volume. Many other people go as far as saying they want to see an imbalance and all of that, but I just decide to stick with this, right? So I just look out for a break of structure and I look out for volume. And what I mean by volume is basically this long push in the market. This indicates that a lot of orders had been pumped into this market at this particular price threshold, right? And then we had this long move to the downside, right? So break of structure is basically price breaking previous structure, right? So these are the things I want to see before I say an order block is valid, right? So having done that and having marked out my resistance or my supply zone, and I want to check out if I can have another block there, right? Remember I said in our definition that it is the candlestick right before the long push in the market. So right here we have this as a candlestick before the long push in the market, and also this particular candlestick and this long push has satisfied our two criteria, which is a break in market structure and also the volume, right? So if I want to trade this particular zone, right, all I'm just waiting for is for price to return back into this particular order block that is here, right, and then sell off, right? So at this particular point when price gets here, I can choose to take a risk entry or I can choose to take a confirmation entry, but I advise you to stick to your confirmation entry as this is a probability, right? So we move over to the second one that we also have here. We also have this particular point as an order block because it has broken structure, right, and it has also given us this particular volume that we need here. So at this particular point, you can see here that the candlestick that we have here is quite very small. This is a dragonfly dodgy candlestick, right? So because this candlestick is very small, if I want to mark out this other block, I'll apparently just have to mark the next one because I like it as it is a full body candlestick. So seeing this now, marking this one has covered up this particular one, so apparently price is going to play around that zone, right? And you can see how it is here. Price actually came back after selling down here and it ran back into this particular zone. So you can see if we had only marked from the open of this, we would have still been waiting for price to come into that particular zone and then we would have missed particular long push. So I'm just going to mark out another order block in this particular pair, right, and then get to another pair before we round up this particular video, right? So this still is another order block, though it has not been mitigated yet. When I mean mitigated, I mean price hasn't come there to tap into the order block, right? So we're just expecting price to rally up down to this order block and then sell off. But why did we mark this as our order block? Remember, we have a break in market structure and we also have volume, right? So we go over to this particular one also. So you can see here in this particular scenario we have multiple candlesticks and there's more of like a consolidation, right? So at this particular point, what you just have to do so that you can have a clear order block is to scale up to your daily time frame, right, and look at the picture of the market at that particular price level. That will help you to also determine which of the candlesticks you will be marking there. So at this point now I can just mark out this particular candlestick, right, and then I go over to my 4-hour time frame and then I now look at which of those candlesticks does the zone that I'm marking fall in. So you can now see now I can now concentrate fully on this particular zone, right, because that corresponds with the daily time frame. So let's just go over to another pair and do the same thing just before we call this off. So we'll be looking at GBP/JPY. So here we are on GBP/JPY to also do the same thing, right? So now where are our other blocks? This is an other block for us, right? Remember, it has satisfied the 3 criteria that we needed. It has this push, break of structure, right? So you also have another kind of other block here, right? But you can also see that this particular other block, price pierced this particular other block, right? So other blocks could be marked on any time frame. You can mark other blocks on any time frame depending on the time frame that you're using to do your analysis. Like right now we are on the daily time frame, right, and this is an order block for us. This is a very good order block, right? This also is a very good order block, right? So you can see how price, after breaking out from this particular point, came back into this price threshold beautifully, and then we have this bearish run that GJ has been for how many months now. So I hope that with this particular video I've been able to break down other blocks to your understanding, right? If you like this particular video and you want me to be sharing more of educational content, just drop a comment in the comment section. Feel free to also suggest topics that you feel that I should also do or make a content on for you guys, and I'll definitely do that. Don't also forget to smash the subscribe button, like this video so that this video can get to other traders out there. You can also follow me on all social media platforms at MJ Orin, and also check the description section to click on the link to join our Telegram community. In that community, I share trade analysis setups and also my experience, which will also guide you and help you to also become a profitable and a sustainable trader. So till I come your way again on the same channel, stay safe.